Hello everyone, welcome to this series on literary theories. And in this video, we are going to discuss the critique of Saussure's arguments with respect to structuralism. Introduction. Ferdinand de Saussure, a foundational figure in the study of linguistics, revolutionized our understanding of language. His ideas, especially those articulated in posthumously published course in general linguistics, emphasize the structural nature of language and the concept of linguistic science. This video explores Saussure's ideas on language constituting reality, the critique of his views, and the implications of these ideas through practical examples. Examples of language creating reality. Saussure argued that language does more than merely label the world around us. It actively shapes our reality. Consider terms like freedom fighter and terrorist. These labels do not just describe an individual, but construct a narrative and a perspective. A freedom fighter suggests a noble cause, while terrorist connotes illegitimacy and violence. Another example is the term poll tax, which carries historical and socio-political connotations, influencing public perception and reaction. Similarly, the way we name seasons, spring, summer, etc., affects how we experience and interpret these periods beyond their meteorological characteristics. Performatives, language as action. In the realm of speech acts, performatives are utterances that enact what they declare. When someone says, "I promise to tell him," the act of promising is performed by the utterance itself. Another example is the declaration at a ceremony. "I now declare this bridge opened." Here, the language is not merely descriptive but constitutive of the action. These examples illustrate how language can create realities rather than just reflect them. The problem of pure difference. One critique of Saussure's argument comes from Christopher Riggs, who contends that you cannot have pure difference. Instead, there must be difference between things. Riggs argues that difference presupposes the existence of entities to be differentiated. This critique suggests a flaw in Saussure's claim that languages are systems of difference without positive terms. If differences only exist between things, then there must be some fixed points or entities for these differences to hold any meaning. Implications of Riggs's argument. If we accept Riggs's argument, it implies that language must have some foundational elements or fixed terms, even if these are relational. This challenges Saussure's idea that linguistic signs derive their meaning purely from their differences within the language system. It suggests that there might be some inherent or external realities that language interacts with, rather than constructing reality entirely from within its own system of signs. Saussure's examples revisited. The train timetable. Saussure uses the example of train's identity being defined by its position in the timetable to illustrate his concept of relational identity. According to him, the 8:25 train to Paris is defined by its time slot rather than any inherent trainness. However, a counter-argument could be that a train must possess certain characteristics to be recognized as such. It must be train-like before it can be the 8:25 train. This suggests that there are material or functional attributes that precede the relational identity assigned by the timetable. The rebuilt street. Saussure also posits that a street can be entirely rebuilt and still remain the same street because its identity is based on its location and relation to other streets, not its material components. However, this relational identity is insufficient on its own. A piece of string stretched between 2 points will not be mistaken for a street, indicating that the street must have certain physical attributes to fulfill its identity, even if its primary definition is relational. Conclusion: Ferdinand de Saussure's ideas on language and reality have profoundly influenced linguistic and semiotic theory. While his concept of language constituting reality through a system of differences offers a compelling framework, critiques like those from Christopher Ricks highlight potential limitations. By examining performatives and practical examples such as trains and streets, we see that while relational identities are crucial, there are also inherent characteristics that language must account for. Saussure's legacy lies in opening up these debates, encouraging ongoing exploration of how language shapes, reflects, and interacts with reality. So this was the critique of Saussure's arguments with respect to structuralism. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other topic. Until then, goodbye and thank you.